Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup, my friends. These tarot readings are meant to motivate, empower, and inspire you. Please keep an open heart and an open mind as you watch these general readings, as some material will resonate and some might not. Do have faith it is serving someone out there, and take away only what resonates for you. Please release the rest. Feel free to book a personal reading with me if you would like something catered specifically to your inquiries and energy. That information is down below for you. You are responsible for all actions and decisions and the vibe that you bring to this channel. This is optional advice or guidance, and of course, you will always have free will. Check the box below for my social media links, the decks I use, and more information on this channel. Let's hop into your tarot reading. What's up, Capricorn? Happy New Year. We made it through 2020. Welcome to your January monthly tarot. First half, love and romance. Second half will be career, money, finances. Timestamps are down below for you. Let's hop in. Let's connect with those Capricorns and do love. Messages of love and romance. I hope this video finds you guys well. All right, here we go, Cap. What's coming up in love? The Hanged Man. Oh, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is not a bad card. It gets a bad rep, even by me. I can admit to that, because I'm very impatient. It is not in my personality to just wait around and contemplate and assess, but we all need to stop and do that sometimes, right? So this is about getting signals, getting messages, signs from the universe visually, any part of the senses, auditory, smell, whatever you want to do, touch, taste, all that good stuff, about what's going on around you, right? Whereas, you're not wearing a blindfold. It's not so much intuitive. It's like the signs are around you. So dare I say there might be something very obvious going on romantically that you're not seeing. So especially for my single Caps, this is saying, hello, they're interested, right? That's sort of what I take this to mean, is that there are visual clues, and again, however you want to say it, senses, right? Signs from the universe around you, especially from an Aquarius or possibly another earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Also, your spirit guides are around you. They're trying to get in touch with you. They're trying to send you messages and confirmations. So just be open to that, right? They send you confirmations in a million different ways. So whether you're into numerology and seeing repetitive numbers, on microwave clocks, or, lyrics and radio songs that resonate with you, be open to that. I almost think it's like universe is trying to get you to, in a sense, like wake up. Like the signs are there. You need to start looking for them harder and seeing them. So there is a King of Pentacles coming up here. So that could be you, Capricorn. It typically is sort of like a male earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But it could also indicate that you're being asked, whether you are male or female, to focus more on your energy, on your pentacles, on sort of your earthly things, right? Your possessions, your car, your home, even the people, your body, right? We are in Capricorn season. Happy birthday. I can't believe it took me this long to tell you that. Happy birthday, Capricorn. But you're being asked to focus on, your earthly, tangible possessions, right? It's not and that's sort of what makes sense to me here with the Hangman. It's not about this kind of, despite it being a Neptune card, which is very much tied to Piscean energy. It's spiritual, it's artsy, it's this and that. Not here. It's not in this spread. It's saying, can we not be so dreamy and, oh, wouldn't it be nice, and dream one day? Like, what can we dig our hands into now and start creating? And again, this isn't involving relationships. So let me tell you more. Some of you have an Earth King, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who's very interested in you. And it could be that you're still deciding how you feel about them, Capricorn. That's kind of a message coming through here. Because again, you may be dreaming about an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and it could go vice versa. I do think there's something... I know it's probably frustrating to hear as the viewer, because you're like, what? I feel like there's something, this is how I'm being told to say, there's something obvious going on around you, but you don't see it. And that's about the extent to what I know, other than I'm almost certain it has to do with someone who's interested in you, but either you've written them off as, oh, we're just friends, or, oh, I'm not interested, or you just don't know they're interested, something like that, or maybe that's not the best way of phrasing it. It's almost like you haven't seen them, to use a cliche example, it's like the guy who gives you your coffee each morning at Starbucks. Maybe he's flirting with you, but you don't realize. It's something like that, where you maybe you're so in your head about something, you're missing the clues, you're missing the signs. All right, tell me more. Tell me more. Something about someone has very specific pants. I know that's very random, but I don't know if, maybe they're an artist and they always have paint splotches all over their pants or something like that, or there's something with the trimming of them. I don't know. That'll make sense to someone out there. There's something very specific about their pants, and that might be what you notice about them, or something that offers a confirmation for one of you. Anyway, all right. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. So you may have gotten invited to hang out with someone over the holidays. You may have been invited to like their Thanksgiving or their Christmas or something, or you may have just been communicating with them, sending them good or warm wishes for the holiday or whatever. It could even have been as far back as Halloween, something about the holidays, like in kind of like fall to winter months. So, and especially if you celebrate some holiday that I didn't mention there, there's something about sort of, I don't know if you spent time with them over the holiday or you guys just spoke a lot that day. Interesting, and that might be your King of Swords. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, I'm sensing that there's kind of two people here. There's classic tarot reading, am I right? There's the one who's interested in you and the one that you're interested in. I still maintain the fact, though, that Capricorn, you have someone interested in you that you aren't fully aware of. So you'll know if this is your story or not now, right? Because who are you interested in? Is it earth or air? If it's neither, then, this could still be your message, maybe. But so if you're immediately jumped to earth or air, then the other one is probably coming in, probably in the coming months. There may even be a Aquarian Pisces cusper who's going to make themselves known soon in your life. Yeah, the King of Swords has wish fulfillment and sun tied to them, so we just got an introduction of a new major arcana. Sometimes the sun can be Leo. You may have had to cut a Leo out to embrace sort of your wish fulfillment and who you want to grow old with or who and what you want to love, right? That kind of thing. You may have had to cut one out in order to embrace a new one. Some of you are going to have communication from your children come in and there's some sort of surprise. Okay, so, if you are of age where you are, possibly about to have grandkids, and not to ruin the surprise, but your child may tell you they're pregnant. Does that make sense? And some of you are like, oh shit. I don't do fear-based readings. Like, my daughter is 12. I'm just kidding. That's not funny. Anyway, moving on. It's kind of funny. I don't do fear-based readings. Some of you are going to get very positive news from your child, or if you are the Capricorn child, you may be sharing some very important, exciting news with your parents, right? It can go vice versa. Interesting. Judgment in this deck is called Karma. So I love seeing that because your karma is getting you an Ace of Pentacles. So you did something right, Capricorn. I feel like this was a long time coming, especially for those who are very immersive or immerse themselves in kind of following what's going on with the planets and astrology. If you're very into that, if you are, are very strict on setting, new moon intentions and, setting goals and manifestations and really doing things when it is advantageous in regards to what's going on in your birth chart, something about that, you finally see it come to fruition, but I'm getting you've had to be very patient. I'm hearing like painfully slow. So this could even have to do with starting a family or getting some sort of, it could be a reward in terms of a job. If you've been working to acquire some sort of job or position that it's always been like pie in the sky, but you've really, and knowing my Capricorns, like you've been gunning for it for years and you haven't really seen sort of the return on that investment of energy or whatever it is, or it could literally be an investment of money. You may actually start seeing the rewards. Especially during that Cancer full moon, which it's actually tonight, but do know that energy will extend into, the next month or so, or, your timeline of manifestation, that's up to you, right? But I'm essentially saying, I'm recording this on the Cancer full moon. I see some positive news coming, or if you're setting some sort of, I don't know, if you're doing some sort of spell, I'm even going to say it like that, during that full moon, that may yield very positive results soon. It's a golden pentacle. Again, earthly, tangible things. Some of you're just going to get a new house, or you're going to get a new car, or you may get a new job. I was trying to read for romance, and then I fell down that rabbit hole, so let's recalibrate. But love, it has to do with your family too. So something about your children or your parent. It's very good news. It's exciting news. Some of you are going to buy a new pet, especially a new horse, or some of you may try horseback riding or take your child horseback riding. You may be introducing your child to some sort of activity you did when you were younger. All right. So let's switch decks. Ooh, Two of Cups. Excellent. I like that. So there is hope for new love too for my Capricorns who are single and looking. Let's divvy this up. So I'm not saying it has to be these zodiac signs, but basically this keeps whittling down to earth or air. So one could be you. It might be very good luck, especially for my masculine seeking masculine energy. There's definitely two kings here, so that looks great if it's earth and air. However, if it is not, and say you're interested in a water sign, that's fine, but they may be cuspy, or this may have to do with like their Venus sign or something like that, okay? Tell me about, and this is just one reading, guys, right? So take it with a grain of salt, but I'll do my best here. Tell me about the Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, male or female. What's the general vibe? I looked up and I saw the 2 of Cups, so I feel like this one could be very strong. Absolutely, 6 of Cups. So this could be a soulmate. It could indicate it's someone from the past who's coming back around. It could indicate you guys knew each other in another lifetime. This is very sweet. This is very, dare I say, innocent. And I know you Capricorns are like, I don't know about innocent. What I mean, though, is that there's something very strong where there's a beautiful connection here. It could be with a water sign too, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. It's something, you guys may end up building a home together and starting a family. Children, right? It's very sweet. It's very innocent. So you may, this person could potentially become the father of your children. Tell me more about that. The color purple is very significant in that relationship. So I don't know if they gave you a piece of jewelry that's purple or purple flowers, or maybe on your first date you wore the purple dress or whatever. Translate that into whatever, you dudes, whatever purple means to you. That's like crown chakra, right? So maybe that has something to do with it. Purple I associate with Aquarius or Gemini. I don't know why, I just do personally. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but purple I associate with those signs too. So, so again, the idea of the father, in fact, this person may be asking your father's permission to wed you or to propose to you. This person, purple about grapes. So wine, something about wine is important here. You guys may have some sort of a religious ceremony where, wine is involved, or I don't know, maybe one of you owns property and you're going to start a vineyard or growing grapes, something to do with wine. I'm seeing that a lot. For others of you guys I said the same thing to Taurus. You guys may end up having a home operated business together. It could even be something that you're going to pass down to your children. Like, interesting. So Capricorn, you guys may start a business with your husband, with your wife, with your sweetheart, that it's like the starting up of I'm going to say like a new generation, because it's going to be passed down to your children and grandchildren for years to come. But it's almost like it started with you, which is very cool. And it may be something kind of spiritual because it is kind of falling under this Hanged Man. It's almost like you guys have some sort of epiphany or idea about something that you want to build in your career or add on to your career. And something about it you may be able to pass down. If it's not the actual business, it's almost like the wisdom or the knowledge you gained from this. You pass it down through your bloodline. It's a very cool message. Some of you may be inheriting like a piece of jewelry or something that belonged to your ancestors. Again, something about ancestry, bloodline, that Cancer full moon, that energy is what's doing it. Our roots, our past, our history. It could even, I said the same thing to Taurus. These messages are actually very repetitive. So you might be dealing with a Taurus, especially with your King of Pentacles. Or an Aries, Taurus, Cusper. Sorry, I just have to show you because I'm seeing it. Fudge, I lost my train of thought. So something that was passed down through generations. It could even be a piece of jewelry or like your grandmother's china or something very precious. It could be your grandfather's bowling ball. It doesn't matter to me, but it's something very precious to the family. I feel like it's something that has actually a lot more, I have to be honest, monetary value than sentimentality. So, it could be a scrapbook, but, that's not something it's not something that you would say, oh, that's a prized possession because it's worth so much money. I mean, it's worth a lot in sentiment and emotion, but there's something that it's worth a lot of money. And so I don't necessarily think you're going to sell it, but I mean, certainly you could, again, if it's more, if it has a lot of substance monetary wise, but not so much sentimental, you're not emotionally tied to it, it could even be an inheritance or a sum of money. And I feel like I've said that to you recently. It may come from your father's side, if that is the case, and passed down to the children. Some of you are going to hold like a very, I'm almost hearing like an official position in some sort of spiritual group, or you're going to be like a leader of some sort of seminar that has to do with spirituality or, mind, body, spirit, something of the sort. And again, you may sort of get that up and off the ground, your cardinal sign, so you're probably going to be the one to lead the charge or to get the ball in motion to start something greater. We're reading for career, aren't we? You did this, Capricorn. This is not me. This is your energy coming through. I'm trying to read for romance, but that's what I'm getting. And this whole thing started because some of you who are sort of on the cusp of engagement or ascending with your person, whether you're single, exclusive, married, whatever, this is like a projection into the distant future of you may end up forming a family business with your person. It might be something to do with real estate or selling homes or rental properties, land. I mean, some of you are just like tenants in an apartment, but something to do with that. And it's very steady income. And I think it's going to make you happy. And it's going to allot you the ability, the availability to like go on vacation, to see new places, because you have a mainstream of income that's very reliable. So that's a good message. All right, tell me one more like romantic-y love thing about this, then we'll talk about your air sign. A couple more things specifically regarding love. I didn't mean to make that about money, but it just turned into that. So your King of Cups. All right, so this could also be a water sign. So you have 3 kings on the board, Capricorn. But, you know, if you resonate as the King of Pentacles, even my ladies out there, that's just how tarot works sometimes. This could be something between water and earth. And those signs, just by nature, because they are both feminine, are very compatible. Yeah, and there is a very strong connection between your person, your romantic person, and the father. So again, for my masculine Capricorns, you may end up being a father very soon. You may be, hearing that your partner is pregnant, or you guys are adopting kids or whatever. For most of you, though, this has to do with the connection between your mate and your father. Interesting. It could even be something how like they were related in another lifetime. Like, I know that's kind of like cosmic hippy dippy stuff, but I'm sort of getting there's something about your partner that kind of reminds you of your father, or your father and your partner just have like a very beautiful relationship. Maybe your partner didn't grow up with a very strong father figure, so your father is like a substitute. Like there's something very nice. Again, it's very innocent. It's very sweet. I don't know what that is. It could be that maybe you got introduced to this person because you both worked for your father's company. There's some connection with your father or with their father. And again, I keep saying that and hearing almost like father as in terms of like, someone who works in the church, right? Priest, father, pope, the big guy. So something in terms of a spiritual career. All right, moving on. It's not telling me much. I have three kind of people cards. So Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Aries. That's what's coming through here. You have the soulmate card, and then kind of sentimental, dreamy type energy here. So, and it could be someone from the past who reconnects with you, or it's just saying, wow, you guys are soulmates. That's awesome. In fact, let's throw romance angels on that. I feel like I'm not giving you a lot because I don't have much to work with here. Too many people cards, so. And I keep seeing things about houses and real estate property. So if you guys are looking to move in with your person, that's very likely going to happen in the next few months. And travel through air transportation. So somebody in the scenario could be a pilot. Or you guys are just taking, something about a trip, a vacation rental or something like that. I don't know if it's safe to do so. So, I mean, use your own intuition there. Calling in your soulmate, and then codependencies. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, and your prayers and affirmations and visualizations bring you two together. Well, you definitely have the soulmate card. Codependency, I actually feel like this is indicating or hinting at something with your own parents, Capricorn. If you grew up in a relationship where you felt like, it doesn't matter, the masculine, the feminine, or whoever, right? Maybe your parents are both masculine, whatever. One person in that relationship may be very clingy and codependent, and I don't know if your parents are still together or divorced, but it's saying make sure you understand the lesson there. As I'm saying, that whole thing about the bloodline and ancestry, and you guys start this new cycle of, the family business you started and it grows for, ages to come. There's also something about the relationships of whatever, masculine, feminines, whatever. There's something that you're putting an end to. You're putting a karmic end to. I'm just going to use this as an example. The feminine being very needy, being very codependent, right? There's something about your parents' relationship or your partner's parents' relationship where you see it and you're like, I don't ever want to do that. And it's not saying that you're hating on them or hardcore judging them. It's just there's an understanding of like, ooh, I see how that happened for them and I don't want that. So like, I'm going to rewrite the history books. Like there's something very significant and important you're changing. And it does have to do with facing your shadow side and understanding like the lesser quality or the lower quality and making it better. I don't know how else to say it, but it's like you're shining light on the thing that it's almost like the elephant in the room no one wants to talk about. It can even be addiction issues if you grew up with an alcoholic parent. Again, you probably still love your parent, but you're like, oh, that will never be me. That's what I mean. You're seeing something that transpired in your own ancestry or bloodline, and you're like, it stops here. That's awesome. So it doesn't have to be codependency on a person. It could be codependency on a unhealthy habit, right? Anyway. That looks good. And again, soulmate energy. You have 2 cards indicating soulmate with your Aries, your Water King, or your Earth King. And again, it could be feminines as well. So let's talk about your air sign here, and then we will move on. Let's do this one. So this person may already have a child. Especially a child who has blonde hair. That's coming through. Yellow hair. Especially a son. This person has a great amount of loyalty. And for my Capricorns who recently divorced, well, this is so funny, Capricorn. Sorry, let me finish my thought. For my Capricorns who have recently divorced a sign or left one sign, it doesn't mean you're not going to meet someone of the same sign again. So when I say, Aquarius, and you're like, oh, that's who I'm divorcing. Well, there might be another Aquarius out there for you. I'm just putting that out there. You also have Leo here, so Leo may be a major arcana, or there may be a child who is a Leo here. What I was going to say is it's super funny, because over here you have the Earth King and you have the King of Cups, so Earth and water, and then over here you have the Air King, swords, right, and then you have the Fire King. So I can't even say what zodiac sign this is, because you literally have all the kings. Why you got so many options, Capricorn? Oh my goodness. So yeah, masculine seeking masculine partnership. It's all over here. You got a lot of options. For others of you, Capricorn, if you strongly resonate with your rising sign or your moon sign that is either air or fire, this might be your reading. So there could be, okay, so in this one specifically, I'm getting, there may still be, I don't want to say third party stuff, but especially if this is someone who's coming out of a divorce and they already have a child, you may in this relationship have to work with multiple people in terms of, okay, dropping off the kid at, the ex-wife's house or do you understand what I mean? There's three people, but I'm not saying it's infidelity. And this could be you too, right? Your ex-wife or your ex-husband may always be in the picture if you guys share children, even though you're dating someone. That's sort of the vibe I'm getting here. But I mean, there's wish fulfillment here and the sun. So this is actually something that will turn very positive. So if you are dealing with like the difficult situation of having like I don't want to say the toxic ex, but an ex where it didn't end well. Something got very sour and there's sort of some bitter resentment, jealousy. That could potentially get better if you want it to. I'm not saying you guys are going to rekindle it because I don't really see that here. What I am saying though is that there is potential for you guys to have a peace offering and work together, okay? And that could even be in your career too if you got, you know what I mean. You can translate that into your work life if that makes sense for you. So yeah, there's either an air king or a fire king making a good proposal, a good offer to you. I like that quite a bit. What is this showing out? Okay, so some of you are single. That might not be for a much longer. And now it doesn't have to mean, wedding engagements, especially if this is new, because for some of you it is. Some of you knew this person in your childhood, but you never dated. Maybe you went to the same grade school or the same junior high, and it's almost one of those like circumstantial things like, oh my God, I went there too. I was at that school for 2 years and then I transferred. There's some sort of coincidence where you guys cross paths again, but you might not even remember this person, but there's something significant about your upbringing that there's something in common. There's a similarity there, especially about crossed timelines. Like you guys have already interacted before, but you might not know it. Anyway, this person could be new. I think you're going to go on a couple dates, but they very quickly want to, at minimum, be exclusive with you. There's something where they're very excited and they recognize that you Capricorn have a lot of worth and value. So they're like, oh my gosh, I want to hang out with you more. I want you to be my person. And again, this is very likely coming from an air sign or a fire sign. This person is a very good communicator. In fact, they may work in a profession where they use their voice, they use their words, they excel in writing to sell their product or do their thing. They even have graduated with like a communications degree, but I heard news anchor. But there's something very significant about, maybe they're a public speaker, or maybe they sing for a living. There's something very important about their voice, the throat chakra. These are both, these two kings excel in communications, the wands and the swords. So. But that also says to me they are a solid earth energy communicator. They're not just going to leave you on red and not respond. In fact, if anything, they may drive you nuts because they like to communicate a lot. But I think you're going to, it's nice. It's not like, oh my God, I'm sick of them. It's just this person, they're very chatty. That's a good way I would put it. But there's something I'm hearing the word like nostalgia. It brings you back to your childhood. And yes, there's some sort of connection from your past, but it could also be that you guys were like past life lovers, or it just feels like home. There's something so right about this person. I think you would be very excited to be with them. The Sun card and the Wish Fulfillment card, Capricorn. So here's the thing, Capricorn. You have two pretty good options. Again, like this just flew out. This is a victory. This is how this person sees you. So again, this is a similar message of what came out at the beginning of you may be so caught up in work or so caught up in helping your family member or whatever. You may actually be missing the signs of someone who's very interested in you. Ultimately, what I was going to say, though, this is a very good card. It is a card of Leo, too. So you have two very strong cards of Leo, and Leo may factor into this at some point. or did, right? Maybe you're leaving a Leo to go to an air sign. Maybe that's why each scenario has two different kings. So maybe you're going from one to the other or whatever. Again, working with your divorced husband or your ex-wife or something of the sort. Anyway, we'll throw romance on that, but it seems like you have two good scenarios. I don't see anything really like red flags about this. Let's see what the romance angels say about this one. Yeah, in fact, I feel kind of weird because, it's good. I love giving positive readings, but I don't see anything that's like, oh, danger, Will Robinson. Like, it seems pretty good. A lot of you're going to have to make it work with your ex. That's sort of the biggest challenge I see coming, but just so you know, the vibe and energy around making it work with your ex, even if you don't like them and never want to see them again, if you share a child, let's be realistic, it's saying you're going to be fine. You're going to make it work because, Capricorn, you're practical. You know you have to. You don't have to like this person. You don't have to love them. You do have to work with them, so you will do it, right? Anyway. Yeah, some of you are going to have children soon. Or if you're already a parent with children, it's saying you're just going to be spending a lot of time in your home with your family, with your children. Too many cards. Give me a couple. Actually, we'll break them up. Tell me about the Air King. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, male or female. Give me a romance angel on that, please. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime, Capricorn. It's something about the military, a soldier. So your person may have been on the battlefield at one point in time. They may be in the military is what I'm trying to say. Or that could have been you and your upbringing or your father, Capricorn. If your father was in the military, there's some connection about your father and then your person. I hope that doesn't come off as creepy and weird. It's not. If there's a similarity, there's something about it where maybe they have an instant bond, an instant connection, maybe they went to the same college. Like it's something like that. There's a connection. Anyway. Healing family issues. So, all right, well, your King of Wands came out with a lot. So take this with a grain of salt, but, maybe I don't know. This one is complicated, I can tell, because half of them are in reverse. So here we go. King of Wands, we have healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. This might be you. This may have to do with your person. And then release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Passion is in reverse, by the way. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Deception, someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. So I'm going to say it. This does have good cards. Playfulness and passion I like a lot. In fact, that very much goes along with the King of Wands. It doesn't matter what zodiac sign you're dealing with. When the King of Wands shows up, he is playful and passionate, guaranteed. That being said, he does have a little baggage. He or she, whoever, right? Whoever this is, especially for my, Capricorns who strongly resonate with their Sagittarian side, this could be you, right? It's not all fun and games here. In fact, this could be the ex that, again, you may have to work with them even though you don't necessarily want to build with them anymore. I think universe is just pointing out, I think we still have a little bit of work to do with this one, so let's not just, throw the confetti in the air and start celebrating, because there is some sort of, almost like karma that this person needs to work through, and possibly together, right? If you do want to build a life together, we gotta work with the deception, like the mask is coming off, so what's the deal? Was someone still romanticizing someone of the past? Has someone not completely cut off the person they were dating? Like there's a little bit of mystery and questions here. So anyway, just word to the wise with your King of Wands. Maybe. All right, let's talk about your career, actually. Some of you are going to end up working with children. Yeah, in fact, let's talk about this. So I want to return to this because I actually think this was a really cool message. This whole thing about if you've been doing full moon manifestations or new moon manifestations or whatever, and you're trying to attain that like golden opportunity, I think it comes in for you, but it's been a very long time coming. I mean, you can see the two circles, like something about the cyclical, like on a zodiac, like it's taken time, it's taken seasons, it's taken a lot of, I'm hearing the word turnover actually, in order to obtain this thing that you're gunning for. I think you get it, Capricorn. The Sun card says happiness, sunshine. I'm almost hearing the word like miracles coming through. It's almost like out of the cloud of smoke, the horse appears. There's something very kind of almost like fairy tale like about this. I like it. And for some of you, it does involve working with animals or children. The Sun cards. For some of you, it's a career that would involve a lot of creativity. And for others of you, it's, again, these repeat messages. They come up for a reason. There's something about preserving lands for animals. Almost, I'm hearing marine biology, so you may be purifying water systems for helping animals and ecosystems, but it's something like preserving land to endangered species, something about that. And so I know that's not for everyone, right? But, you know, I would even ask you to consider that a metaphor for something else of what you're doing. It's like protecting what we have and conserving it so that over time it doesn't degrade, it doesn't become muddled, it doesn't become ruined, it doesn't become compromised. Something about that. It's like you're preserving what you have. For some of you, it's literally preserving land for animals, or I'm hearing like conservation biology type stuff. So for some of you, that may make sense. But especially purifying of water. You may work in, I don't know what you do, Capricorn, but that's coming through. Anytime I get into a subject I know nothing about, I'm like, this feels clunky and weird. But anyway, you'll know if that's your message, I hope. Tell me a little bit more about this. Karma, it's you get rewarded for, I don't want to say good behavior, but essentially it's like you've put the work and dedication in, and even in the times where you experienced delays and frustration and you wanted to stop, you continued to push. It's almost, I'm seeing someone pushing like a stone up a hill. It was heavy, right? It was a pain in the ass, but you did it anyway, and it's like you've ascended to the top of the mountain and there's that opportunity. It's like you're being rewarded by spirit. I think this is a really cool message, and I don't mean to overhype it. That's what I'm seeing in the cards. So I mean, why would I not give you that message? That looks great. Some of you, if you're not doing this now, you should start, because there's something about studying the planetary aspects, yes, of your birth chart, but of what's going on in the sky, because, in terms of like the planets moving and stuff, I see three big giant kind of like orbs, those circles, they almost symbolically look like planets. And it's about being strategic on when you start a new project, when you start a new endeavor, align it so it works for your birth chart, right? And then, you can start it at any point, but if you feel like you constantly start things and they don't quite meet your expectation, it's not about not doing it. It's about being more advantageous about the timeline of it. Something about studying astrology and the stars. And, again, you have free will, you don't have to, but it might just be worth it taking a peek and a glance at that stuff if you are already intrigued by it and curious. And some of you 100% are. Some of you are doing like candle magic. This reminds me of The Craft, actually. Have you guys seen that movie? Oh my god, it's so great. I love The Craft. Anyway, little witches coven. Capricorn, you get that a lot, actually. All right, so what is this? Yeah, so some of you, you do need to move, and I think you've been putting it off a long time, and obviously only take this message if it is yours indeed. But there's something about, in order to really succeed and thrive in that career, you have to make the move to, again, it's the word advantageous is really coming up here. If you want to be an actress, you should probably move to Hollywood, like that kind of thing. And that's one example, but there's something, especially if you're working with, bodies of water, and you should probably live by the ocean, right? And maybe it's just as simple as decreasing your commute. So, saving money on gas, protecting the environment, and, whatever it is, it's like, make it more advantageous in terms of succeeding in that career and making it less of a hassle. Really, that's what I'm seeing. Again, the idea of someone pushing up something like I don't know, it's like a stone wheel or something up a hill. I keep seeing that. I don't know. And the thing is, some of you're not moving because it's a money issue. And so, the only thing I can say to that is, okay, well, keep saving, because you need to move. So be very stingy is what I heard. Be very smart about your money. Don't buy shit you don't need. And I really don't have to tell Capricorn that, but essentially it's like, watch your money, because you are going to need to move. Most of you, majority of you out there. And the thing is, that's not a revelation. You already know that, but it's almost like you're waiting for the right timing. And timing is funny. When it arrives, you're going to intuitively know it. You're going to feel it. The same way when, you've been waiting and waiting on this gift, this job, this income, this child. Some of you may finally become pregnant after trying for a while, right? Sometimes it just comes and you're like, oh my gosh, there it is. I've been waiting for it. That may happen with your chance to move. So I'm not at all saying force it to happen. When the timing is right, when you find that apartment that you really want, that house, that whatever, you're going to know it's the right timing. But I think you should still be doing the research, doing the work, so that you are very prepared to do it. Downsizing and decluttering all the stuff. So if you do need to move, you don't have to pack up all the junk, right? Strategy. What's advantageous to you is to be ready. Okay, because you have a lot of fours. So this is saying just you wait, but active waiting, right? Not passive, just, slumping on the couch watching Netflix. Again, I don't have to tell my Capricorns this, but this is a period of rest. This is a period of maintaining what you already have.
but it's going to get, I'm going to say it's going to get chaotic. We go from 4s, which are like the safety zone, the comfort zone. They're not bad, but eventually we outgrow the 4s and then we're into the 5s. We know what the 5s are, right? The 5s are like, oh my God, what's happening? 5s are agents of change and chaos. They are good. They are necessary. They promote your spiritual growth, but they're not always easy to go into if you're not ready for them. This is saying get ready because things are about to change. So again, there's something about being strategic, and this the same goes for, if this doesn't resonate in terms of moving, it may have to do with your job, with your career. If you've been putting out resumes and haven't gotten any bites back, something about this is like, get ready because I'm just hearing it's about to get busy. If you've started a business and it has not taken off, if you've had very little, what do they call that? Bites on the line, right? The fishing metaphor. Get ready because it could even be something where it's like supply and demand. All of a sudden you get this wave of, 100 orders and you're like, I don't have enough merchandise to fulfill this. And so, I mean, it's hard to predict for all of you because these are general readings, but there's something about get ready. Stock up, save up. This could even be talking about having, if you're in a place that's going into quarantine over and over and over, there could be where they roll back sort of the enforcement of, being out in public. It's like stock up, save up. And I don't do fear-based messages, right? Please don't be that crazy person who has like 9,000 rolls of toilet paper hidden somewhere. Like, it's not that. It's just like, get ready because, in a sense, enjoy the lull, but be ready for when the wave of chaos hits because you're going to be busy. And, this is a career and money spread. It's going to be a good thing because when you're busy in work, there's money attached to it, but it's not always going to be crickets. I feel like some of you may be getting bored or wondering if you chose the wrong career. Some of you are getting married. You need to save for a wedding or you need to save for the honeymoon. Some of you are exchanging vows by a lake or by an ocean or by I know it sounds silly, but like a pretty body of water. It's something like the water sparkles. It might be something very nostalgic. It might be where your partner grew up if they lived by a body of water or something. I just see that. Some of you are going to take up hiking or you're going to be more focused on exercising. And I actually feel like that's a very good piece of advice for you. It's almost like symbolic of for whenever this income or this job or this offer comes in, it's like you have to be ready, mind, body, and spirit. Like your body needs to be in the zone to like go, 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 go. And, don't exhaust yourself. I'm not at all advocating that you, burn yourself or spread yourself too thin. But it's like get your body ready. Make sure you're ready to do it. If there's some sort of like medical procedure or whatever that you've been putting off, like, oh, I'll do it someday. No, do it now because you won't have time to do it later. That's not a scary message. It's just saying be ready. Yeah, okay, this is cool. It's like not all is lost here. I know some of you, it doesn't seem like money is bad. It just seems like money is like kind of whatever right now. Don't think that way. I just want to say you're going to see those 2 of Cups come very fast. That could be a message of romance, but yeah, no. And for most of you, this is a message of your thriving business. Under this 2 of Cups is the Empress. That's a very fortuitous money and job card. And okay, awesome. This is really cool, you guys. Under that is the Tower. So sometimes the Tower can be scary. This to me, this is saying there's going to be an explosion. It's almost like release the floodgates. Again, something with working with bodies of water, systems of like water. I just keep seeing that, Capricorn. So anything nautical or working on ships or I don't know, whatever that is. This is like, it's an explosion. It's Mars energy, right? So Aries and sometimes Scorpio, transformation in your streams of income. Maybe you did lose a job. Maybe there was a furlough. Maybe there was, and I'm not necessarily saying that's your story, but if it is, let's just call a spade a spade. This is saying enjoy the rest because you're going to be busy. Like there's something coming in where it's a good pairing, it's a good fit, it's a good match for you career-wise. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be very fun, but it's also going to require a crazy ton of energy and effort from you. But it's exciting. You will be passionate about this. But some of you may need to walk away from something that isn't serving you. It's not so much a job, it's more about something that drains your energy. This could even be if you're dating someone and they're just kind of a buzzkill. They don't support you or I'm almost getting they're like a freeloader. They don't do much. And in a beautiful Capricorn way, maybe, you take great pride in supporting them and being, the breadwinner of the family. And it's more than that though, obviously, whatever. Scenarios are different, but there's something about you may need to walk away from a person who's they're just kind of a drain on your energy, or even if you're working with a coworker who you just don't vibe with, you know, you don't have to leave the job, but it's like energetically, like maybe separate that a little bit, because it's lowering your vibe, and you don't want to be in this 5 of Cups energy, Capricorn. You know, you want to look at the positive, the silver lining, the light at the end of the tunnel, that kind of thing, because it's coming. You know, there's always a bridge shown in the 5 of Cups. You're going to bridge that gap of feeling like this isn't good, or I'm bored, or there was a loss, or money is tight, or I lost money, whatever it is. Universe is coming in to recuperate that. Like, that's what the 2 of Cups is. And again, it's coming in terms of money. But yeah, okay, there's something getting in the way energetically. Some of you, it does have to do with like cathartic, releasing it from your body. So sweating it out, crying it out, something like that. 5 of Cups is the only card where I'm like, oh, what's up with that? And you do have it twice. So it's going to be different for all of you. Some of you may have experienced a recent loss in your life. It could be losing a pet or losing a family member or whatever. Again, I don't predict death, but you understand what I mean. There's something where it's like, oh, this feels good and it's kind of lowering my vibe. You need to stop and acknowledge what this is and go through the uncomfortable purging of emotions and get it up and out. And, you know, I'm not saying it's magically going to disappear from your life, you know, especially if you lost someone. You're always going to carry them in your heart. But I said the same thing to, I think, Scorpio. It's not so much about carrying around the loss and, oh my God, and how could this have happened, and it's so unfair. It did happen. So for better or worse, it's about saying, okay, well, I'm going to choose to remember the fond memories of that person. I'm going to choose to be so thankful I met them at all. Or do you know what I mean? It's acknowledging what happened and doing something tangible, something with substance, rather than just kind of, I don't want to say this. I know this could be very sensitive, so I'm trying to maintain that, but kind of like a little bit of like wallowing, and I hate to say self-pity because that sounds very judgmental. I don't mean it to sound so harsh, but essentially like this negative emotion, it's not helping you, it's hindering you. So whatever this is, right? And for some of you, it was very severe. It is about accepting what's going on and finding ways to make it better, or finding ways to, I don't know how else to say it, but if it's always going to be there, if it feels like a void in your heart because you lost someone you love, it's like, okay, that is what it is, and I have to work with it. I still have to show up to my life every day and make the most of it. That's what I mean. You do need to work in this scenario as best you can, because there's reward on the other side. There absolutely is. Some of you are buying a new pet, or actually pet therapy. Something about that would be very therapeutic, especially if you recently lost someone in your life. You may end up getting like I'm hearing a noise. What is that? That was probably a confirmation for you guys. I just heard like a little chiming. That was very odd. Yeah, something about getting probably like a cat or something. Like, I'm hearing it again. What is that chiming? Do I sound crazy? A little bit. Getting a pet for just healing therapy. It's like your little buddy, your little cuddle buddy. It would be healthy and therapeutic. For some of you, it's going to be like a bunny rabbit or something like that. Anyway, it could even be like a teddy bear. There's something to like cuddle and hold on to. Yeah, you guys have good news coming in. And again, some of you are going to be like astrologers. I see that. Do you see how our crown is made up of all the stars in the sky, the zodiac signs, right? Some of you are going to entertain or be the recipient of some sort of higher up position. I don't know if you're going to be the boss. Some of you are going to be the boss because you run your own company. You may be an entrepreneur. Others of you may get a raise or a promotion or some sort of recognition that if you don't ascend in that company, it puts you in an advantageous spot because now you can write it on your resume that you did that. And that will be very alluring and attractive to, hiring reps, or however you want to say it. Headhunters who are looking to recruit, because something about your resume, it sticks out among the rest, and like, yeah, you're going to crush it, Capricorn. You always get really good readings. So, I mean, I hope this makes sense for some of you out there. Yeah, there is something you need to energetically detach from, and I can tell it's this. So I don't know what it is, Capricorn. It's going to be different for you guys, but whatever is lowering your vibe and lessening your energy, dulling your light, right? You need to understand, you need to distance yourself from it or separate yourself from that energy. Grieving is a very important process. So if you're slapping a Band-Aid on your own wounds and not healing from it, that's going to continue to drag you down. You do need to do the energetic work and kind of get rid of that thing that's stopping you, or just, I'm almost wanting to say find a way to cope with it. Because for some of you, it's not as easy as, oh, I healed, I'm better. It's like, well, no, this is important to me, and I understand that, but there's something about it where you can't live your life in this state of all is lost. That's not going to help you, okay? Knight of Pentacles could indicate a job offer. Let's quickly talk about that and then we'll move on. Job offer for Capricorn. What is that about? And yeah, the Sun with the Ace of Pentacles could be a job offer as well. Some of you are going to be working in a team of 3. Some of you are going to be doing some sort of job where you do it specifically at night, like you have very unusual hours. You're like a vampire. You sleep all day and party all night. No, but again, it could be something like a astronomer or something, like looking at the stars, or like telescopes, something that you do primarily at night. I mean, it could be working at a workhouse or a factory or a whatever you call it. It doesn't have to be, using the cosmos. But some of you, it's in metaphor. It's like twinkle lights or something. Maybe I don't know what that is. You might even be doing movie sets, and it's something like you go in at night and dress the set, and then during the day the actors come in and perform. It could be something like that. You work. A lot of my Capricorns are going to get some job where you work specifically at night. So under the stars, more or less, right? Some of you are going to be taking night courses or night classes, and some of you may be teaching night courses or night classes, at college, or it could even be something like, I don't know if this is a thing, but I'm hearing it, something about like PM, like daycare. It's almost like parents who work at night who have to drop their kids off, or I don't even know if that's a thing, you guys, but I'm seeing it, so maybe that will make sense to someone out there. I may not be getting it exactly right, but it's something about like childcare, but it's more at night. Because, again, you may have something to go off and do at night, or you may, I don't know, something about that. All right, so some of you are going to work for a female boss lady, or maybe that's going to be you, and it's something with the name Rose, or color the rose. I don't know. Are you working with flowers? I don't know. Oh, yeah, look at this. Legit. Rose. Look at all that, like, red. Do you see how that's almost the same picture in this deck? Like, that's pretty incredible that those two came out together. Right? If that lady were to drop her rose and put it by her side, do you see how that's the same card? Like in the deck that we've been shuffling? That's pretty auspicious. That's important. I don't know why, I can just feel it is. So the lady in the ring. Oh, okay. So, maybe some of you are being proposed to. Maybe some of you are going to work in the wedding industry. Maybe you're the interior designer. Maybe you're the cake decorator, the cake, the bakery person, or maybe you're the DJ. Some of you are going to work in like the wedding industry. Some of you are going to work in the jewelry district. Some of you are going to be like divorce attorneys, or working with divorced couples, and something about property and money and assets, but you're the mediator. Okay, so yeah, something especially with divorces, because we have the lady in the ring and then the gentleman in reverse, and even lilies can sometimes indicate like death in terms of like the ending of something. So it's like the ending of marriages or the divorce settlements having to do with money and property and assets and loans. You may be helping couples or something of the sort. Flowers are huge here. Who, like, I don't know, I'm sure somebody does. Who just works in flowers? Like, I get that message all the time, and I always feel so silly saying it, but, like, hey, you guys are going to work with flowers? Like, I'm sure there are careers, right? I don't know. I don't know what that is, though, like, in terms of something that would be, like, substantial enough to but I'm sure there's someone out there. But I was like, you work with flowers? Like, I'm not confident when I say that at all. Anyway. All right, what is this? Okay, yeah, so there is an ending and a crossroads. So I have to be honest, Capricorn, this feels like some of you, again, I don't predict death. Some of you have lost someone very significant in your life, and I do see that. So you're at a bit of a crossroads, and it almost, I'm getting started with the idea of like stolen time. It feels like you guys are going through a grieving period, and like you want to get over it, but you can't, because it feels like a void. So that's the grieving process. You can't rush that. You have to immerse yourself in that uncomfortable energy. And again, like, cry it out. I know that's not your favorite thing to do, Capricorn, but do something good for your mind, body, and spirit. Meditate, make sure you're getting enough sleep, eat right. You need to take care of your body is your temple. I could almost see that as this is wreaking havoc on your body because you're not taking care of it, because you may have been so dedicated to helping someone through illness or whatever. That might be what you do for a living. If you're a doctor or a nurse, or it's like you're running yourself ragged dealing with people who are in, the last stages of their life. That might be your career. You may work with drug addicts or alcoholics, or even people who are, I'm almost hearing like prisoners, people who are kind of like locked away, something like that. That may be exhausting, and it's like you need to find better ways to protect your energy. And if your job, I'm sure you enjoy it because it feels like you're doing good for someone else, but energetically you may be taking on a lot of negative energy, and it's not even yours, right? Especially if you have strong water in your chart. It's like you're absorbing other people's energy like a sponge, and at the end of the day, it's like you just need to, like, wring it out. But metaphorically, it's like you need to cry it out. You need to release it or do something to set very firm boundary lines so you're protecting your energy at the end of the day. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't build from a broken temple, right? There's something important about protecting your energy here. And grieving, I see that. And some of you, there's like an inheritance because of that. And I don't mean to make this an icky message, but I'm just going to say it because I do see it. If you did recently lose somebody, I know this is touchy. I'm trying to be careful how I say it. There's an inheritance, and ultimately you didn't want to lose that person, but that inheritance allows you to go after this dream career, and it's this really beautiful thing where when you start to invest yourself in this new career because you have that loan or that sum of money to go chase your dreams, you're always going to take that person with you because they essentially helped you get there. Does that make sense? It is a beautiful message, and I don't mean to make it icky with money and death and all that, but it doesn't have to be a literal death too. It could be a metaphor for something, but it's like this person helps support you and get you there, and it's almost like so you want to make the most of it and do the best you can to honor and pay your respects to them or something. It can even be like a mentor, a college professor, or something like that. That's sort of what I'm getting. Yeah, something about stealing time. You need to be ready because something big is coming, so don't be wasting your time away or whittling your time away just doing something that isn't productive. Again, I don't have to tell you, it's Capricorn season, baby. We got to be productive. Money mindset is Capricorn season. All right, let's read some oracle cards. Some of you are still pining after a Virgo, or you're dealing with the ending of a relationship with a Virgo, and it's taking its toll, but you need to focus on work. It's not time to focus on the Virgo right now. Some of you are going to be getting a job offer from a Virgo, or again, an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or an Aries. Some of you may end up working with, and it might be a short collaboration, like a creative collaboration with an Aries. And some of you are doing like a mystic spiritual realm type stuff. I'm seeing like Ouija boards, and maybe you are a medium. Maybe you are getting in touch with and communicating with the dead, the deceased, however you want to say it. Yeah, some of you have you're like a recipient of those communications. Like you can commune with those who are no longer living. I don't mean to freak you out, but I see that. You may end up doing that for work. And I see some of you traveling, or again, working in or around the ocean or bodies of water, or even like an oceanographer, or charting maps of the ocean. I don't know what that is. All right, oracle card for Capricorn. Iceberg, submerged. Yeah, you can't see all that's there. I feel like that's a good metaphor for your tower that's coming in. I want to be clear, this is not a destructive life tower, though I would argue some of you may be going through that now, especially if you lost or are grieving something. I will say this is like an explode. It's like dynamite. It's like you see it kind of simmering, and until it hits the actual thing, then it's going to be... It's like simmering and making its way. I don't know the technical terms. You guys know what I mean. A stick of dynamite. You light it and you can see the spark getting closer and closer. That's what this is. And some of you are writing it off as, oh my God, this is so boring. Nothing's ever going to happen. Then the dynamite goes off, right? And this is positive. Again, it's being shown with these amazing cards, really amazing cards. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, the Empress, the Two of Cups. This could even be a relationship that is working its way to you. And all of a sudden it's like, I'm in love, right? It's saying, get ready. Because whatever this is, it's going to keep you very busy, but there's something that in the interim you need to prepare your body, you need to prepare your life, you need to prepare your home, your energy space, your whatever that is. What I'm saying with the iceberg is there's a lot you can't see going on beneath the surface, and again, something about ocean and bodies of water. I hope that makes sense to some of you. I know I say all these random hits and I sound like a crazy person, but you're doing something with ice. I don't know. All right, and then let's get you a butterfly card. Yeah, Healing Oracle. I feel like that would be good for Capricorn. This was a bit of a heavy one, but it is actually very hopeful. So I'm sending you much love, Capricorn. You got this. You're still doing it. You're here. You're showing up. It's going to be okay, Cap. Volunteer. Maybe that's what you guys can do in the interim, right? I mean, in a safe way. Maybe you're just raising funds or gathering donations, clothes drives, food drives. There's something, again, like using your time wisely, staying active so you don't fall into kind of like resting or whatever. Especially if you're on furlough or something, apply to jobs, but until you get the job interview, do something and keep your hands busy. Be a do-gooder, right? Put good out. It's like good karma. It's good energy. You put good out into the world and it comes right back to you. And you do have a card of karma. Getting rid of what you don't need and giving it to those who are in need. Good karma. A soul family, soul tribe. Taking care of your community, your neighborhood. Something like that would be good for you guys. Bottom of the deck, keep the faith. Absolutely. And there's that purple. That's important for someone who, it has to do with your love life. Yeah, there's some, I don't know if they wear purple a lot or that's significant to them. And I'm actually seeing like the cover of Purple Rain, that album by Prince. So again, that will mean something to someone out there. You know, maybe you're a rock star and you love doing Prince covers, or maybe that's your person, right? There's something significant about purple and keeping the faith that something good is coming in. But again, it's that stick of dynamite. It's slow to begin, but when it's there, like kaboom, it's going to go off. And again, it's positive, Capricorn. So be excited, get ready, and look for the signs. Remember how we started off saying there's signs around you, but you're missing them? Look for, in metaphor, that stick of dynamite that's, it's about to go off. Anticipate it, be ready for it, because it's going to bring in beautiful blessings, but it would be advantageous to be ready and waiting for it. Okay, Cap, that's what I got for you. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what resonates for you. Have a beautiful, kick-ass 2021. I will see you in a week or so for more love tarots, and happy birthday.